Okay to get started now. See the numbers still climbing. Maybe one more second. All right, 12 on the dot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Healthy Holidays. My name is Katie Powell, and I am a well-being consultant for Care First. I absolutely love the holiday season. I love the lights, the music, the gatherings, but I'm sure, as many of you know, that the holidays come with their own set of challenges. Challenges such as nutrition, getting enough physical activity, managing stress, and finances. With all that being said, today's presentation, we are going to focus on ways to have a healthy holiday season, at least to the best of our ability, enjoying and indulging along the way. So we can skip to holiday nutrition. Awesome. The challenges. I think most of us can agree that nutrition tends to take a backseat during the holiday season, but it doesn't have to. Here are just a few challenges that we face during the holiday season, but there are a ton more. So some things we face are high calorie, low nutrient food. So most holiday foods are going to be high in calorie and low in nutrients. If you think of like fried appetizers or sugary baked sweets, these foods are going to come with a lot of calories, but little to no nutrition benefit. Also, we face the challenge of irregular eating schedules. During the holidays, there's so much to do. Whether you're hosting a party or you're attending a gathering, you may not be eating your meals as you normally do. And these can leave you feeling hungry and most likely cause you to overeat. And that's a whole concept that we're going to talk about in just a few. And then, of course, there's the social pressures to indulge. Family, friends walking around with, their homemade cookies. They want you to try one, or grandma saying, have seconds. So there's a lot of different challenges that we face during the holiday season. A quick poll for you guys. Would love to know if you think skipping meals before a big dinner helps to reduce calorie intake overall. True or false? A lot of answers. It looks like most of us are saying false. We can get to the next slide. Awesome. So we have a lot of tips and advice in the next two slides when it comes to sharing ideas on how to be successful during the holiday season. If you have additional ones, if things have worked for you in the past, please feel free to put them in the chat. Would love for all of you to also get advice from others. So, eating small, healthy meals throughout the day is super beneficial. This will always keep you running on healthy fuel, and it will never lead you to a place where you are so hungry, you're so starving that you overeat and make yourself sick. So we do not recommend saving all of your calories for one meal. We recommend small, healthy, balanced meals throughout the day so that you can enjoy your healthy dinner but you can still make healthy choices. We also recommend starting each day with a healthy breakfast. So remember, it's important to break the fast from the night before and to provide your body with good energy to fuel yourself for the day. We also recommend balancing out what you eat. So I like to think of that 80-20 rule. If you consume mostly healthy foods, then the indulgences can absolutely fit in. It's really all about portion. And it's not always what we eat, but how much of it we eat and how often. We also really recommend you slowly enjoying what you are eating, whatever your indulgence is. So maybe it's a slice of warm apple pie or a chocolate chip cookie straight from the oven. Take time to enjoy each bite. Taste it, smell it, make it be more of an experience so that you are satisfied. If you throw back a piece of pie while you're carrying on a conversation and multitasking, you're going to miss the savoriness of it, and then you'll most likely eat more because you didn't get that satisfaction. Also, a good trick is filling up your plates with fruits and vegetables first. This will ensure that you are getting low calorie, high nutrient foods. This will also fill up space in your stomach so that you are limited in the amount of food that you can eat after that. So it's a really great concept. Start with healthy foods first. And then one of my personal favorites is if you're going to a party or you're going to an event, bring a healthy dish, one that you can share with others, of course. Nowadays, with Pinterest, there are so many really fun ideas, of snowmen out of cauliflower, or little Santa hats made of strawberries. So, by bringing a healthy dish, you know that there's at least one healthy food that you can eat while you're out because we never typically know what people are serving. And if there's no healthy options, there's not, a lot that you can really do about it. Moving on to the next slide. Um, It takes 20 minutes for a chemical messenger from your brain to signal to your stomach that you are getting full. 20 minutes. That's a long time. Most of us can eat full meals within 10 minutes, and then we go back for more thinking that we are still hungry. So we recommend taking 10 before taking seconds. And basically, what this means is pausing. After you finish your first helping, the first plate that you have made, sit, have a 10-minute break, have a conversation, drink some water, and then after 10 minutes, reassess your appetite. Sometimes it's going to take, a little bit longer to get that signal that you are full, but we want people to recognize those hunger and fullness signals from our body and to really stop eating when we start to feel full. That's going to allow us to not overeat. And going back to not skipping meals, we don't want to do that for the reason that we talked about. If you save up all your calories and you don't eat breakfast or lunch, by dinner time, you are so hungry. Your head is probably pounding. You are not able to make as educated of decisions on what you're going to eat. You're going to eat fast because you want to feel full and those feelings of hunger to go away. So don't skip meals. It's okay if they're a little bit smaller, but you definitely want to pack some health and nutrients in those foods. I always carry something with me, whether it's an apple or trail mix or a granola bar, because you never know when you're going to eat. And a lot of times, if you're out holiday shopping, instead of stopping at, the pizza place or Chick-fil-A, you can grab that granola bar and that apple, and that buys you some time until you can get home and eat something healthier. Again, really just emphasizing portion sizes. We want to be very mindful of portion sizes, and we want to keep an eye also on liquid calories. So there's lots of fun drinks during the holiday season. Everything from the coffees and the frappuccinos and, all of the wonderful things that Starbucks makes, that they put whipped cream and, fudge and chocolate on. You want to be mindful of those, as well as alcoholic drinks. Alcoholic drinks tend to carry far more calories than we think. So, for an example, 1 cup of eggnog, 1 cup, 8 ounces, is nearly 300 calories. Most of the time when we pour ourselves a glass, we're not just pouring 1 cup. So if you fill up, 2 or 3 cups, you could be having close to, 750 to 1,000 calories. A mudslide could have over 550 calories. A Long Island iced tea is actually closer to 700 calories. So we want to make sure we're taking into account those as well, not just what we're eating. And remember, water is always going to be best. If you would like to enjoy an alcoholic drink safely, of course, but drink water in between. Now we are going to move on to physical activities during the holidays. So, physical activity is one great way that we can burn those extra calories that we consume during the holiday season. Even with our absolute best intentions, we overindulge. But the good news is, by increasing or implementing activity, it can help balance it out for you. Not only will being physically active help you manage your weight during the holiday season, it also really benefits your mental health, which is another area of the holidays that we are going to get to. Oftentimes, next slide. Oftentimes we hear two big challenges with physical activity during the holiday season, and we have ideas for both. So after a big holiday meal, when you're busy with your friends and family all day, make sure you move. Invite everyone to go out for a walk. You can talk, you can catch up, but you can also get activity. So the previous slide alluded to 15 minutes of exercise could burn 100 calories. And it's also going to give you those mental health boosts, which we all could benefit from. You can also help the hostess. It is a lot to host holidays. Now that I have, my own house and my own family, I definitely understand how much work is behind putting on holiday meals. So help the hostess, wash the dishes, take out the trash, help move furniture back into place, help people carry things to their car. Just because you're not in a traditional gym setting, that does not mean that you're not able to burn calories and make a big difference. You can also spend time with loved ones by doing things like playing games. So you can do things like go out in the backyard and play touch football. Or maybe if it snowed, you can build a snowman outside. If you're not one for the cold weather, you can stay inside. You can do dance parties or hide and seek, or, Simon Says, some of those fun games where you're still moving. And think about winter specific activities. So I love taking my kids to the ice rink that are outside where they play holiday music. You can go sledding, really just anything outside, even walking to distribute holiday cards, or Looking at lights, you can move, bundle up, of course, but you can move and do it. Yep, and we never want you to sit on your calories. If nothing else, just move. That way you don't get that sluggish feeling and you benefit. Your digestion will benefit from it as well as your blood sugar levels. So 10 minutes every hour could be your goal. If you're not used to doing physical activity, maybe you start with 5 minutes here and there, but really wanted to show you guys, and it might be a little bit hard to see, but just by eating one cocktail, pig in a blanket, that would require 17 minutes of walking to burn that off. So oftentimes when we're enjoying pigs in a blanket, we're not just eating one, we're eating multiple. And that's an appetizer before we even start eating our meals. Other examples are things like Chex Mix or nuts, when they're sitting out and you're just kind of talking and eating. If you had a cup of Chex Mix, which is not hard to do, it would require 67 minutes of walking just to burn off the Chex Mix. So you can start to kind of associate what it would take to burn. And I think it helps us put foods into perspective. Do I really need 8 blocks of cheese? Or could I have, a big plate of fruit and get nutrition and be more likely able to be successful when it comes to burning it off? So lots of fun comparisons for you. All right, moving on from nutrition. Somebody said I want the cheese and the meatballs. Moving on from nutrition and physical activity, we are now arriving at the mental health section. So, while the holidays are intended and meant to be a joyous celebration, many of us experience the holiday blues, and for a lot of different reasons. So, some common reasons are missing loved ones, reflecting on losses, being isolated from friends and family, seasonal affective disorder, which is a type of depression linked to shorter daylight hours. And one that I myself struggle with is setting unrealistic expectations to create the perfect holidays. I think the holidays are even harder now with social media. So if you have any of these, know that it's okay. It's normal. Another one that I think I have is like the post-holiday blues. I feel sad when they're over and when you're taking down all the decorations and the lights and all the celebrations have come to an end. So know that you're not alone in the holiday blues this season. 70% of adults report an increased feeling of stress during the holidays. That is a pretty significant amount of us. Looking at the causes of stress during the holiday season, as you can see here, there are a lot. Spending too much money or not having enough money, having trouble finding the right kind of gifts. I really stress over that. I'm not sure if you do. Missing family or loved ones, just simply having too much to do, feeling pressure to make those holidays perfect, having issues related to food or alcohol, not being able to spend time with family or loved ones, experiencing or anticipating family conflict, feeling left out or excluded, and or traveling. So lots of different reasons that cause stress. Would really love to hear from you all. What causes the most stress for you during the holiday season? I think the poll's popping up. Is it time and the pressure? Is it the finances? Is it the family, loneliness, expectations? There is a poll that's up. You can also feel free to write in the chat if you're comfortable. So we are kind of hitting on most of them. End of year work deadlines, time pressure, the finances, the expectations of the holidays, to do the holiday cards and go to these certain events and buy these gifts. Just the overwhelming feeling that comes with the holidays and overeating or unhealthy habits. So, kind of right in line with what we were just saying for the rest of the United States. All right, moving on. So, tips to deal with those holiday feelings. One, we really suggest that you take time for yourself. We don't want you to isolate yourself, meaning, you know, stay home and not participate. We want you to enjoy social connections, but we want you to make sure that you have barriers in place that protect you and your overall well being. There are so many events in so little time, you might have to choose because trying to do all of them will bring on those pressures of, feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. We suggest drinking only in moderation. Alcohol is a depressant, and drinking too much can really exacerbate those negative feelings. We want to avoid those. Plus, also, we just learned that eggnog has a lot of calories in it. I'm learning to say no. Avoid overcommitting, knowing your limits, even if you have kids or grandkids or spouses or you're a caregiver, learning to say no for them as well. And then setting realistic expectations. So the holidays tend to change as people change and kids grow older, people move away, different people become a part of your life. Just go with the flow, I think, as much as possible. And then, like we alluded to, finding time for yourself. So, making sure that you have, even if it's a handful of minutes, time for yourself. There's different concepts such as practicing mindfulness. This is where you pay attention to the present moment. You can do this mindfully. There are lots of different apps and resources out there to help you learn how to do this. You can do something like reconnect with nature, maybe going hiking or sitting in your backyard swinging. You can read a book so you're able to clear your mind or lower your stress. I know something that's kind of silly, but really has worked for me is just when house is quiet and dark, just sitting and looking at the Christmas tree and the beautiful lights and just taking a couple minutes to breathe it in and to enjoy it. I think they go by so fast. So we definitely want to make sure that we enjoy it and we have those boundaries. All right. This is one of the big sections. So many of us have cited finances as an aspect of holiday stress. Would love to know from you guys, what do you think on average, how much do Americans spend during the holiday season? Lots and lots of responses. I love the participation and the chats. Wow, we're kind of like in a almost dead ringer with being around 25, 26%. we go to the next slide, you will see that we as Americans spend, can you believe it, over $1,600. Fun fact, as a country in 2022, we spent $90 billion on the holidays. Crazy. Consumers are reporting spending more this year than last year, 70% to be exact. And I think part of that has to do with inflation and prices and things such as that. Um, a lot of people are shopping online, a little bit more than half. I have to say, I think this is a really great tip because if you shop online, you're shopping for the item in which you intend to purchase. However, if you're going in the stores, you're going to have, aisles and aisles of different options, and you're more likely to buy when you're in a store, especially those ones like the Home Goods and the TJ Maxx where they have those aisles where you have to stand in waiting for the register, and you're like, oh, I'll get a coffee cup and dish towels, and I don't really need this, but how cute is this little decoration? So that's a good tip, is to shop online. And then we have a lot of consumers that are purchasing gift cards, which I love personally, and I love to give as well. Next slide. Managing your holiday spending. So, my husband always says setting a budget is a really great place to start. And setting limits on the amounts of gifting is also really helpful. So, creating some type of tracker to monitor expenses, doing things like using coupons, comparing prices, waiting for sales, being intentional. Kohl's Cash, gosh, it gets me every time. You get a whole bunch of Kohl's Cash and then you have to go back because you don't want to waste, your $30 in Kohl's Cash. Track your spending in real time. So don't try to, shop and then remember it all 2 weeks later, but keep a little note going. On the next slide, I'm going to show you a really easy tool to use as well. And then also be intentional. Make a list and stick to it. So, holiday budget template. This is a free and customizable holiday budget planner in Microsoft Excel. I think it's super user friendly. And honestly, oh gosh, Cyber Monday 2024 sales was a record $13.3 billion. Holy cow. So yes, most certainly check out our Microsoft Excel holiday budget planner. Even if you've done a lot of holiday shopping already, like myself, it still can be helpful with the rest of your shopping. And I really like this one, thinking outside of the gift box. So gifting doesn't always have to be something that is physical. It could be experiences, like maybe you get tickets to a show and you go together, and that is the gift. You're treating yourself to a show. Or a movie night. You spend time with a group of your girlfriends and everyone brings their favorite cookie, and you turn on a holiday movie. Those are really good gifts because they include memories. I like homemade gifts as well. You can personalize homemade gifts, whether you're crafty or not. It could be, a photo album. It could be box of cookies that maybe you made, or holiday candies. Maybe you are able to knit or sew. Those are really good gifts as well. Group gifting, I love this one, pulling together with your friends and family to purchase like a meaningful gift. So, for example, if you really need, this is funny, but a new washer or dryer, instead of getting a whole bunch of random stuff, you can just have people, donate to that purchase. We did this one year for my daughter, and we, instead of everyone giving her a bunch of gifts when she was little, we all chipped in and we got her a swing set that lasted many years, created many memories, and it wasn't a bunch of stuff, around the house. And then also things like subscriptions or digital gifts. Um, Gifting Netflix, that's a fun one, or ebooks, or custom personalized playlists as well. All right. And then preparing for the new year. I can't believe we're saying this, preparing for the new year. The holiday season is obviously the end of the year, but it's a great time and opportunity to not only wrap up loose ends, but to look ahead for what is to come in the next year. Reflection really helps you celebrate what you did. And I think a lot of us would be really surprised if we took the time to sit down and write out all the things we did this year. Maybe it was I built my first shelves, or I put together a bike, or I got a new job, or, there's just so many different things. Seeing that is really truly a motivator for what do you want to achieve next. It's also an opportunity to do things like organize your year-end finances, declutter and simplify. I have young girls, 8 and 10, so before we get more gifts, we have to gather and donate gifts. That's always worked really well in our house. I also like using that week between Christmas and New Year's as an opportunity to kind of declutter and clean up the house, the basement, break down all the boxes from Christmas. That way, when the new year rolls around and you're back to work, you feel like accomplished and you have a clean slate. You can also use time off to strengthen relationships. Having some time off during the holidays, whether it's PTO or it's given by your organization, that is truly, truly a gift. And then also creating a gratitude list, writing everything you're thankful for, but also everyone that you're thankful for. And it's a best practice to share as well. Sending a simple message, after reflecting on this year, I'm really grateful for the friendship that we have, the carpooling and the picking up of mail and the walking of the dog, things such as that. There's also questions, and these are just a couple that you can use to help reflect upon. So things like, did I stick to my holiday or yearly budget? And if not, why not? What could I do better? Did I prioritize my health? For anyone who's going to ask themselves that question, I can say absolutely yes, you did, because you took initiative to attend a Wellness Wednesday webinar. But did I prioritize my health? Did I see my primary care provider? Did I get my preventative screenings? Did I incorporate more physical activity? Things like that. You can ask yourself what made you really happy this year. Hopefully, you find things that you can continue on for next year. And what are things that you want to leave behind, whether it's bad habits or whatever it may be? What do you want to leave behind so that you can step into a new year feeling happy and lighter and grateful and ready to tackle what's to come? So, in the chat, would love if you're able and comfortable to share something that you are proud of accomplishing this year. You guys can take a few minutes and think of this, but I think it's a great way to share. Inner peace is a wonderful one. I'm going to take a look at the chat real quick. Their son got married. That's wonderful. Starting a new job, standing up a new team, very, very accomplishing. Paid off a car. Wow. I don't know what that's like, but congratulations. That's amazing. Starting a new job, painting our home, going back to the gym. I love that. Advancing in your career, running my first 5K. That's amazing. Becoming a godfather for the fourth time. Holy cow. Winning tickets to see the Ravens in LA. That's awesome. We have budget control, prioritizing health and taking time for yourself, completing compliance to stay employed. That's a wonderful one. Continuing to not drink soda. I actually like that one. Losing weight and starting a new job. Getting your daughter potty trained. That is a big accomplishment. I've done it twice. Let's see. Supporting my friend as a maid of honor. What a privilege. I mean, just reading this list, it is absolutely remarkable the things that we accomplish in a year. And I hope you take the time and really sit with it and feel that pride and joy. Feel free to keep writing. We're going to go through the last little bit. So as always, Care First cares. We provide resources in the form of the Care First Wellbeing Program. Hopefully you are very familiar with this, but this is a personalized digital resource that you can access anytime, anywhere. Within the Care First Wellbeing Program, you have the ability to take the Real Age, which is a health assessment that guides you through a series of questions to help determine the physical age of your body versus the calendar age. This is a wonderful tool to do now, especially as we go into the new year. You have your personalized health timeline feed. There's tracking capabilities, so you can sync your tracker and measure your walking and your exercise, your sleep. We have monthly challenges to keep you engaged and motivated to achieve your goals. Within the wellbeing program, everyone has their own personalized health profile as well. So all of your health data is in one place, secure, safe and sound, but very easy to access. And then we also have unwinding. So as we talk about mindfulness practices and really being in the moment and gratitude, unwinding is a wonderful resource that can help break free from stress and unwind from the day. In addition to the Care First Wellbeing app, we also have core programs embedded. So we have health coaching. This is a telephonic program with two different tracks. One is lifestyle management, which anyone can qualify for. That includes working on things such as eating healthier, being more physically active, lowering stress, improving sleep. We also have a disease management pathway where you have to have one of 10 core chronic conditions to be able to get in, but anyone is able to register for the lifestyle coaching. We have two weight management / diabetes prevention programs called Noom and Eat Right Now. You do also have to qualify for those by having an elevated BMI or a prediabetes diagnosis. But these are wonderful tools to help you lose weight, get healthier, and make lifelong behavior changes. Some people do not have Noom, which is fine. It does definitely depend on your organization, your employer. So some of these may apply to you, some of them may not. It's best to check with your HR team. We also have tobacco cessation. So for anyone still using nicotine products, we know that tobacco is the #1 preventable cause of death in the United States. So we want to help support you in achieving overall success with quitting smoking. So this is a 21-day program that supports you and helps you achieve this. We also have a financial well-being program. This is wonderful. It doesn't matter if this is your first job or you are nearing retirement. There are tools, resources, videos, articles, all kinds of insights related to financial wellness within this program. And then we also have Blue 365. Blue 365 is a discount program. So as we're thinking about finances and holiday shopping, this might be something you want to check out. Blue 365 um, is a bunch of different discounts that the Care First Blues Association has negotiated with top retailers across the nation in all different types of categories. So there's health and fitness, food and nutrition, travel, home and family. You only spend money if you make a purchase and you're making a purchase at a discounted price. So maybe, for example, you want to gift someone the gift of a Fitbit if they're trying to achieve better health in 2025. We have, I believe it's 20% off with Fitbit. So something you might want to check out. I know that's a lot in a little bit of time, but Care First Wellbeing program is so phenomenal in the way that it supports each member in a unique and personalized, tailored solution. Really suggest everyone, if you have this as part of your benefits packet, to utilize it. We also have additional Care First resources. We have a preventative care where you can check the guidelines for screenings and services that pertain to you. We have a health library with health topics and wellness tools, as well as a care management program for those that have more complex healthcare needs. And last but not least, um, we've had an amazing 2024 as I reflect on our Wellness Wednesday webinars. This was a passion project that we started early this year, I believe. We have had a year full of impactful discussions and hopefully really great takeaways. Your engagement in these webinars has made this series a success, and we are really so grateful for your support. As we move into 2025, we have big plans to continue bringing you relevant wellness topics each month. We are, for quarter 1, going to focus on a fresh start to wellness. January will focus on healthy habits for the new year. February will be heart health, and March we will focus on nutrition. After this presentation, when we send everything out to you, you will receive links for our 2025 webinar and the follow-up. Feel free to register for all of them, get them all on your calendar. For some reason you can't make them, at least you will still be emailed all of the presentations and the extra handouts. I hope together that we can make 2025 another impactful year where we prioritize health and well-being. I want to thank you so much for attending, for participating, for chatting it up. It makes me feel so wonderful to be able to engage with you. I wish you and your families a happy and healthy holiday season. Thanks so much.